Now, let's bring in the number one journalist at the moment at the Olympics. He's bigger than Germany. Peter Badel with the boxing. Yeah, we're joined by Pete Badel. Pete, I'd say the boxing, mate, you've covered that. It's had more controversy, headlines, drama than probably any sport here at the Olympics. Great story to start with, Caitlin Parker. What fantastic today.
Unbelievable, Matty. Look, we've had the Golden Girls in the pool, of course, and we've got the Wonder Woman of boxing. And what a story this is for Australia. Caitlin Parker, the girl from Perth, the Subiaco sensation, our first ever medalist in the boxing ring, female medalist that is. She was outstanding today. She beat the reigning heavyweight champion of the world, Khadija Mahdi from Morocco. She was a dead set a foot taller and I reckon about 10 or 15 kilos heavier. Caitlin Parker outboxed her, outschooled her, outwitted her. It was a masterclass and everyone's so proud of her in the Australian boxing team because we've had 6 male medalists in the history of Australian boxing, 100 years of Olympics, but the first female medalist, she was outstanding.
I love the story, how she got into boxing. She said that her father wouldn't let her walk to school when she was 11 years old until she learnt self-defence. So that one's for Dad.
Yeah.
When's she fight next, Pete?
She fights, Matty, on Thursday here in Paris, which will be Friday, 6 a.m. in the morning in Sydney, or Australian Eastern Standard Time. So tune in, viewers. It's going to be outstanding. But, Matt, interesting story with Caitlin as well. She was given a mentor, a sporting mentor, Adam Gilchrist, the great Australian cricketer. Of course, he's Western Australia boy, played for Perth. He's worked with Caitlin for the last 5-6 years, been a buddy to her.
Yeah,
and
wow.
It's great to see one Australian cricket great passing on some knowledge, passing the baton to Caitlin Parker. She's now a medalist. What a story.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, Pete, unfortunately, the big story at the boxing has been the gender debate.
Yep.
Continued today.
It's been like Melrose Place, Matty, this soap opera, hasn't it? I mean, it's been remarkable. I mean, so Yu-ting, the other ex-Y athlete, of course, there's been a lot of talk about Imane Khelif. Yu-ting, the Chinese Taipei boxer, she was in the ring today. She had a victory, so she's got a guaranteed bronze, and she will possibly go on to gold now. But after the bout, her Bulgarian opponent refused to speak to the media. She stormed off in disgust, but then she was trailed by her coach, who brought out two signs saying, "I am XX," XX being the female chromosome. "I am XX, I only want to play with women." And it was a pretty damning political statement and basically a sign to the IOC to clear up this mess, because there's a lot of athletes disgusted with this. They're embarrassed by it. They want some clarity. And it's time for the IOC to step up, and the Bulgarian camp have turned up the heat on the IOC.
Would a nightmare result here be for the Algerian and the Chinese Taipei fighter to both win gold medals at this Olympic Games?
Absolutely, Maggers. That'd be a public relations disaster for the IOC. And look, I think it could happen. I mean, I think Khelif is actually the better of the two fighters. She's the stronger of the fighters. I don't see anyone stopping her. Yu-ting is not as dominant, but a good fighter. But I think they both make the final. But this is not what the IOC wants. They wanted to clean up the games. They kicked out the IBA for that very purpose. They wanted greater governance. They've now created a bigger inferno than they ever imagined. And the IBA, Matt, is now calling a press conference tomorrow to hit back at the IOC.
Yeah, wow. Okay, now, Pete, I've got to ask you this. 92 million? 92 million on Twitter. I know. But Pete, I mean, with that, you get a lot of blowback. There'll be a few trolls out in India. I mean, has that been the case?
Well, I've been mobbed in Hamburg, Matty. Yeah, I'm the king there. But look, not a lot this time. But I've had death threats on social media. I've had all sorts of threats. But it's par for the course. And I know, Matt, we talk about sports stars who cop it, but journos cop it just as badly.
Yeah.
But to me, it only exists really if you give it oxygen. I choose not to. But at the end of the day, this has been a very divisive, emotive topic, this gender eligibility debate. I'm prepared to cop the heat. At the end of the day, it's a genuine story. It's a legitimate one. And the show goes on.
Missile, if anyone can get through, like, can cop the abuse, is this bloke. I remember I was standing there, it was at Susan launch, and a coach come up, and I'm chatting to Pete, and the coach come up, and I said to the coach, "Oh, do you know Pete?" He said, "Do I know Pete?" Anyway, mate, the expletives, and mate, he's giving you on triple barrels. They come from everywhere, and I'm thinking, geez, how's Pete going to go? And he went, "Anyway, I hope you're good." Now, Matty.
Well, a player manager once said to me,
Teflon P.
well, a player manager once said to me, you would survive Chernobyl. So there you go. And I'm still here. I'm still
the
here.
cockroaches.
Yeah. I saw a few rats over there. So.
Oh, mate, they're scattering. Hey, there was the other one. Remember once at the ground, a bloke gave you a big spray in front of the crowd, and you just pulled your microphone and started recording you.
Yeah, I won't name the coach, by the way. But I'll do anything for a story, Matty.
Yeah, no. Hey, don't worry, we've gathered that.
Yeah.
We had a discussion about one of those last night.
We won't mention the King's funeral, but one day it'll come out.
Pete, the water polo, it's fair to say in Budapest, Australians would not be warmly received. We beat the Hungarians again. We beat them, the women. We beat them yesterday with the men's. We beat them again today. That's a huge result, enormous.
Absolutely, and it goes to show, Matty, the breadth and the depth of the Australian Olympic team as a collective. I mean, I know John Coates before the Olympics said that we would win a record 60 medals, and he challenged some of the sports on the periphery, not just swimming, not just athletics, some of the other sports to deliver some medals, and we're seeing that in boxing, our best campaign in 64 years, water polo, so
fantastic.
Other sports are stepping up. It's a great sign moving into Brisbane 2032.
Well, the men take on Serbia. The women, they're undefeated. They're top of their group. They'll take on France, Italy, or Greece. And I've had people say to me, you're really keen on this water polo. Well, the reason is I actually played for the Cessnock Seals in water polo and made the countryside one year, right?
Unbelievable.
So what happens? So we go there, and the country championships are in Gosford. Right? So me and a mate who's passed now, my great mate Phil Peake, we go, anyway, it's team meetings on, we go to team meetings, throw the bags down on the bed, and my mate Peake, he said, they reckon there's a great night out in Gosford. And I said, well, it's Friday night, so we better sample. We didn't see the pool. Did not see the pool. On the Sunday afternoon, we went back to the hotel, and the country coach was waiting for me, and he said, Matthew, I guarantee you this, you will never represent country New South Wales in water polo ever again. And I never did. I never did.
Hey, it's an apt name, the Seals. I reckon he swims like them. What do you reckon?
Good on you, boys. It's been some sort of 24 hours. More to come. Speak to you tomorrow.